Welcome everybody once again to the Red Festival, the upper bracket final between VP.Polar and Power Rangers. It's game number 2 already, and man, just game number 1, a little bit throwy to be honest, in some aspects by Power Ranger, unfortunately by one certain player more than others, but in any case, should be a pretty damn great game 2 still nonetheless. Hopefully Power Rangers can redeem themselves, show a better just side of them than we saw in game number 1, but we're HeflaTV, of course, the English coverage for you. I am Coucher, and once again, I am joined by OD Pixelman. What do you expect of this upcoming game?
Well, I would be surprised if we see tied again, but I don't think it's off the board. I mean, we may see that Cheshire Cat feels that he can prove himself as a tied player, but I think for the sanity of the rest of his teammates, it won't be something that Power Rangers will look to pick up. But hopefully a good game again, on the cards that we should see. I mean, the first game was good. It just kind of went downhill pretty quickly after those, after the pause and after the couple of mess-ups coming from a few of the cores on Power Rangers. But they certainly had a strong start last game. And maybe we'll see them... Oh, can we just have a few moments silence for the
maybe
Cheshire
they're
Cat
running
Tie
tight
Hunter.
support or something, but VP, they start rather similarly. I think it was IO
no.
Death Prophet last time around, but
Yeah.
IO banned out by themselves, so Death Prophet Ogre. But Virtus.Pro looks like they're like, don't fix what ain't broken.
Indeed, and yeah, well, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone who's put some rares on Power Rangers. As a fellow VP.Polar backer, I thank you for all your Arcanas. Because,
Oh,
well, they
man.
got the Tide Hunter, but they got the they're going for the Scarf Mage again. I mean, do you think PR can do something a bit more spectacular with this Tide this time, or do you think they're kind of digging the hole a little bit deeper?
I think the last game was like a one-off fluke coming out.
Okay.
So I expect them to
Okay.
just play at a normal level now in the second game.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
we had a slightly just increased pause between the two games, so maybe both teams
Yes.
got the smoke or so, if they are smoking at all, just got to clear
Yeah.
their heads a little bit. So I think this game is going to be different. Of course, Power Rangers with the Skyrift Mage, they most likely will still want to go for those early rotations as the supports, try to set up kills, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, but I think this game is definitely going to be better for the Tide than last game.
Well, I certainly hope so. We'll go with that. But I think we'll see some new picks. Oh, we can see Medusa. Okay, so picking up the Medusa this time, obviously banning out the Slark themselves and going for that really strong kind of farming carry who's going to be able to take it to the late game. And VP.Polar are going to go with that, picking up the Medusa, and someone that would have actually been quite nice on the side of PR. It might have been a hero that they were looking to pick up for themselves to synergize with the Tide Hunter and the Scarf, and they're going to pick up a Sven. I'd imagine that is going to be a Sven support with the Scarf. It could be a position 1 Sven. It's not that amazing, though, against a Medusa. Because of the mana shield and the fact you're not going to have any mana burn. I'd like, pick up a hero that's going to have a run a diffusal blade or have some way of biting through the mana shield. Maybe even pick someone like Anti-Mage. Well, okay, of course, was banned out by VP.Polar very sensibly. Even someone like a Spectre would be nice in this lineup, I feel. But, I mean, do you think it's going to be a Sven carry, or do you think this could be just a Sven support at this point?
I'm kind of just hoping it's going to be a carry, just because
Yeah.
without the IO, for example, maybe Keeper of Light, anything that can supply mana to you, Sven, he runs out of it so damn fast. His mana pool is crap, or maybe Stormhammer costs a little bit too much mana. I don't know which one would be the correct way to put it. Probably a crap mana pool, I think, is the more correct one here, but I think Sven has been used previously as well, just to try to counter the Death Prophet a little bit. With the Warcry, the extra armor, just kind of mitigate the damage the Exorcism can pull out. And
Yes.
a support Sven might just not have enough levels, or might
Yeah,
not be
no, it's
impactful enough
true.
for it, but...
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, I guess they'll more likely run it as a carry.
But Sven carry without IO, to be honest, I'm not too sure how good it can be. I did see an IO-Sven combination just completely wreck the enemy apart. Like 30 minutes in, they were absolutely unstoppable, just cleaving their way through everything. As VP.Polar, they went for a puck for themselves. So this is most likely going to be their off-laner, unless they want to go aggressive tri-lane, which I really don't expect them to. Puck might struggle a little bit. Skyrift Mage should have just excellent harass for the Puck. Puck can't really lose your hero out either if the Skyrift Mage is using his Ancient Seal correctly. So, I do love Puck overall, though. Just great teamfight control.
Yeah, Puck's good. But Puck's a good call, and yeah, as you said, great team fight control. It's exactly what you're going to need against what Power Rangers have brought to the fray so far. And yeah, I mean, VP.Polar again coming out with this very, very strong lineup. And Power Rangers is strong, but the execution just wasn't there in the last game towards the mid-late portions. Early game, it was very good. They did control the lanes very nicely, and it just went downhill a little bit too quickly and kind of slipped out of grip for them. And now we see the fourth pick to be coming out from Power Rangers, and hopefully this will give us a little bit more of a clear indication. Probably going to be their mid-hero pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick that up now that they've seen the puck. Even though it could very well be, in fact, no, it's going to be the puck off lane, isn't it? Yeah, of course, Death Prophet's going to be mid. So they'll be running the puck off lane. So they're just looking for another support VP.Polar. But, I mean, they know that they're either going to be up against a solo puck or a solo Death Prophet. So they can quite confidently pick someone up who's going to deal with both of those heroes in that situation. And, I mean, who would you say would be a nice mid to pick up to synergize with this team that Power Rangers have got at the moment?
It's really hard to say, to be honest.
It is, yeah.
I mean, Puck overall is a pretty nice hero, and Death Prophet probably one of the stronger ones. I guess you can try to go for a Viper, for example. Just try to slow your targets down for the Sven to actually keep up. Although, at the moment, if it's WoW and Nyx Assassin, not too bad at all. They might still play it in the mid lane even. Up against Medusa, it's an excellent hero, really. Even against Puck, you can do just some great things. But my biggest worry is that this Sven, if played in a core role, is just gonna get kited around so hard.
I mean, he is. I mean, you're playing against 4 ranged here. Well, okay.
Even if you go BKB, there's going to be Stone Gaze.
No, that's the thing. Yeah, he's naturally BKB character, which is why I'd like to see them just leave it as that support role. Just have him, maybe even try and get the Ags on him. The armor buff from his E is going to be great against the Death Prophet and the Medusa, in fact. And I mean, that's going to be great to have him on the team for, solely. And the stun obviously really powerful, great with the Ancient Seal as well, just a heavy amount of burst damage. And he's got the pushing capability with God's Strength. I don't think you need to put him in the carry position to make him relevant for your team's lineup, but maybe Power Rangers will think differently to that. VP.Polar, though, they do ban out the Clinks, so perhaps expecting the Sven to be in that support role. Unless, of course, they were thinking the Nyx to be in the tri lane, and then maybe a Clinks mid.
Nyx can quite easily be support as well. I don't think
they
will
could do that,
just hinder him too much.
No.
If he really wants to, he can just even go for like a max mana burn build, although that early on is not even necessary. You're going to be able to hit like level 10 with a reasonable timing anyway most of the time. So if they want to, they can run the pure Nyx support, to be honest. But I really like Power Rangers. If they're running the Nyx mid lane and the Sven as support, almost whatever core they're going to go for as the 5th one, they might just find themselves lacking when it gets to the later stages of the game. Well, I don't know, man. Yeah. I just Virtus.Pro's draft looks so much better to me, to be honest, at the moment.
Yeah, I think, it certainly does. And, we'll wait to see what they pick up as their final pick to kind of seal the deal. It's going to be a Venomancer. Okay. I mean, he's a hero we do see picked up. But to be fair, he's more often than not picked up to be played in that core position, which he quite clearly is not going to be this game. He is going to be that support Veno. And that's a common word, especially with the Ogre Magi. That's not a combination that I've got to say personally that I've seen recently in competitive Dota.
Oh, neither have I really. But Venomancer, I guess they're really expecting the Sven to be a core one as well. And Venomancer is just one of the better heroes to kite people around. Just throw your Plague Wards around. They're going to apply the Poison Sting, plus the Venomous Scale to follow up as well. I guess they don't really need an additional magic damage all that much, but Poison Nova, going to be decent-ish enough anyway. Just help out a little bit in the team fights. They can roam rather efficiently as well, I guess. If you get Ignite and the Venom Scale to connect on somebody, they're just not running anywhere all of a sudden.
Yes.
But also, Plague Wards, great for pushing and just defending even. They're just going to kind of guarantee with this pick here that even if Power Rangers get off to an explosive start, that even if they bring down all the outer towers, breaking high ground is not going to be easy by any means. Just Plague Wards are so annoying against that. And Power Rangers, they don't have a Shadow Shaman, they don't have the Death Prophet to just siege, kind of, but they went for a Luna, so some extra push coming out there at least.
Yeah, so it is by the looks of it going to be the Sven support. Sorry, it's going to be Sven mid, isn't it, by the looks of it? Or the Nyx mid. Do you think they'll just run the Nyx mid?
I think it's definitely going to be Sven as a core, at least from the players. But I'm not sure if it's going to be mid or never mind.
They're swapped. No, yes, on Nyko. He played the Scarf in the first game.
Yes, yeah, Nyko definitely supports the bit of J4 and...
Shachlo obviously was the Lycan. Wait, no, he played mid. Yeah, so it's going to be a Nyx mid. Okay. I mean, it's all right against... it's all right against Puck if it's Puck mid bottom. I mean, against the Death Prophet as well, I guess, if you're quick with the Spike Carapaces. But, yeah, he's been pulled to Tankos. It's going to be a Nyx mid. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with Coucher. Coucher, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. And do you want to go ahead and tell us what's going on the side of PR?
Yes. For them, Luna is leading the charge. played by Tichara at the moment. With J4 on the Skyrift Mage once again, I think, Sonneko. Taking up the support Sven, leaving Chashlo to head towards the mid lane on the Nyx Assassin, and the last one will be Cheshire Cat on the Tide Hunter once again.
Righty tighty, and over on the side of VP.Polar, we're going to have DK Phobos on that off-lane puck. Mid lane's going to be played by Scandal on the Death Prophet, and up in this safe lane, we're going to have Illidan Stormrage on the Farming Medusa. He's going to be supported up by Little Tesoro on the Venomancer and Go Black on this Ogre Magi. But hello, Medusa needs to be a little bit careful if they were going to go for any aggression PR, but they're not. They are going to be able to get the ward down. And Medusa, well, she's seen this, well, she must have, caught wind of the Skyrift there, so they almost certainly know there's a ward there. Whether they're going to be able to de-ward it straight away, and I mean, that's not the most obvious position to put the Observer ward. Perhaps you're more likely to put it in the lane or closer, kind of around here, just to keep vision of the ganking capabilities. So maybe they'll be all right with that ward and they'll get away with it, and the side of VP.Polar won't be able to remove it straight away.
I think it's a pretty nice positioning. It's probably going to block as well, I think. And if it is going to block, I have doubts that Virtus.Pro are going to find it with a sentry. Usually you just sentry here between the trees, but it's not going to reach this Observer ward by no means. So I think it's a pretty nice one if it does actually block here as well. It should, otherwise I don't really see a point for them placing it. But this tri-lane coming out, man. Tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Look at the sentry. You're a bang-on, Coucher. Just out of range. So, unfortunate for VP.Polar. As you're saying, nice ward.
Preemptively. They were like, they probably placed down a sentry. Maybe they spotted out the inventory with Illidan there, but oh, it doesn't block though.
Oh, okay. It is just for the
that's
vision,
a bummer.
It's still valuable vision that VP.Polar aren't going to be able to shut down. They're not going to. Well, I doubt they're going to put down another sentry unless he's really adamant that there is an observer there. But no, seeing as the camp's not blocked, I don't think they'll go and look to do that. But we'll be able to give them a little bit of vision on the kind of status on the pools and exactly what's going on in that sense.
So a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation is what we're looking at. Medusa definitely not the strongest there. Went for the first pointed mana shield as well. Mystic Snake can be rather useful, especially if you're up against a Sven. But so far hasn't skilled it up quite yet. And one thing that is so much better if you're going aggressive tri-lane as a Radiant side is that you're going to have access to the side pool.
Yes, no, absolutely, yeah. That's the fact with this tri-lane. And I mean, the other lanes, Nyx against this Death Prophet, how's he doing? Well, the truth is, not too bad, really. He is doing all right, Shashler, on this mid lane. Bottom lane, how's the puck doing against the Tide? And again, Tide doing relatively well against this puck. I mean, it's going to be hard for puck to zone the Tide out, but Tide, he's going to be able to get some farm out of that lane. And yeah, this aggressive trial, I mean, putting Luna in the aggressive, I mean, you've obviously got that large amount of damage, the first point in the Luna Blessing, and with the Sven as well, you're going to be hitting very, very hard. And you've got a fair amount of burst damage, especially when level 2 comes online for these heroes, for them to jump in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to just see who comes out on top in this trialing situation. I mean, that's the thing. As an aggressive trialing, you do need to be getting kills for it to be worth your time up here, and you do need to be shutting down the Medusa. And I guess in effect, they are shutting down the Medusa. She's not getting a lot of last hits, and here we go. They may be going on to this Sven, but they do need to be careful because now with the level 2, with the look at that, the damage of Venomancer pops the stick charges, not enough. Ogre trying to hit away at this Skyra. Sven wrapping around the back as well. In fact, they're going to go for Illidan Stormrage on the Medusa, who's getting very, very low. He goes down as well. Ogre is going to be able to clean up the Luna, but at the same time, it's a 2-for-1 trade going the way of PR, and they also pick up First Blood as well. Skyrift Mage is going to be able to get away as well, as Ogre Magi isn't going to be able to chase that one down.
They thought that they have a little bit more strength than they did. I think both the Venomancer might have been level 1 there, Ogre as well maybe, not too sure about that. But they just lack the damage, whereas definitely not the case for Power Rangers. I mean, Luna, he does so much with the Lunar Blessing alone already. Plus even Lucent Beam early on, rather spammable. Sven got a excellent stun off, hit 2 heroes, both the Venomancer as well as Illidan there. So excellent fight for Power Rangers. VP.Polar got a little bit too over aggressive. Did get one in return, so not that bad yet. And them being on the dire side, they can still try to maybe rely on a couple of nice pulls or something to just make the XP difference not as big.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they can try and rely on something like that indeed, but they don't want these trades to be going this way. And hello, Illidan Stormrage walks into a Stormhammer, and the damage coming out, there's no mana left in the shield. He is going to pop. Luna at the same time, has got the aggression, has got the damage, but is quite squishy herself, and she will go down in turn. But they're trying to pick off the Venomancer here as well, who's going to go in this. He's got enough for a TP. It's not going to be enough to get out. Surely Sven goes in with one more hit. Ogre Magi chasing the Skyrift very far down the lane, and Go Black, you need to be careful because there's a Sven with full health who's going to shut you off. Luna's back in the lane already. Ogre's going to go down, and this tri-lane versus versus tri lane. It's ending up as a 5-for-2 trade at the moment, and PR playing the aggressive tri lane, absolutely textbook.
Well, looks like last game, I think VP.Polar went for an aggressive tri lane. They got their asses just handed to them, and now Power Rangers once again just better in the tri lane by the looks of it. I think their tri lane is a little bit stronger anyway, at least when Sven has mana. And so far, it's just been enough for him to get that one Stormhammer, really hasn't required anything else. So looking extremely good for Power Rangers already, which they need as well, being one game behind and all. Other lanes though, TK Phobos, slightly ahead of the Tidehunter, but not crushing the lanes by any means. Mid lane, 22 and 6 on Death Prophet compared to a 19 and 4, so even just the other lanes are going rather well for Power Rangers, so they should be pretty satisfied.
Yeah, indeed, I think they will indeed. I think Puck's build kind of is relating to the fact that, you know, he wants to have a little bit more control of this lane, so he picks up the phase boots, which obviously is a bit of an unorthodox boots choice for the Puck, but it does allow him to have a little bit of extra aggression and to try and zone out this melee Tidehunter a little bit better from this lane, who is having a very good time for the time being. But of course, it's what you do with that time and what you do with that money. And obviously in the first game, Tide, you know, there was a lot left to be desired in terms of what he was able to pull off, even though he did get the Refreshers Orb online. So hopefully we'll see something a little bit more effective this game. Middle lane, and Scandal's very, very low. But again, Nick's out of mana though, so unable to pop anything and to do anything more. And yeah, talking about these pulls, but at the same time, PR coming in, they're going to be able to pick up a little bit of XP and gold as well from this. And, well, the side of VP.Polar, they're just having to back up from this because, I mean, we've seen in these engagements, they just can't come out on top.
Yeah, and looking at the levels as well on the tri-lane already, pretty much everybody is level 4 or 5 almost on Power Rangers, whereas VP, all of them are sitting at level 3 apart from Illidan. And funny enough, Sven is the highest level. He has the level 3 Stormhammer as well, even has a Podle for himself. So he's gonna have the sustained mana now as well. Looking pretty damn good for them. And at some point, I guess the supports are already going for some rotations. They're going to get scouted out by the observer board though. So Scandal, he should know what's up. Still has to be a little bit careful. I mean, Nick's Assassin has the Vendetta already as well. Definitely gonna have enough burst if they're gonna get caught with somebody else being there. TK Phobos though, he has his Stream Coin and went for the first rotation. He just TP'd out of bottom lane. Might have been a bit too obvious, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little bit questionable, that one. But hey ho, and bottom lane, well, Shachlo. Hey, well, hello. There's 3 points in the old Witchcraft, and she's got brown boots. It's going to be hard for him to get out of this one. Surely, come on, just... Oh, no. She guesses wrong. The Dukes are there, and Nyx, he's back to base, and very lucky to get away with his life there.
Definitely, he got a pretty nice Spike Carapace though. Scandal, he was throwing out the last right click, but it got Spike Carapace. Would have been definitely enough with the double damage. So Nyx forced to pop the Vendetta, but I don't think Scandal even saw the Vendetta being used. So they don't know that Nyx Assassin can't just gank other lanes all of a sudden. Might even... oh yeah, he's going to run back mid lane. Not even going to TP there. Just a bounce.
Okay, yeah, might be questionable. There's a nice wave coming in as well that would be nice to pick up, but... maybe at the same time he realises he's getting in time. Top lane, what's going on? They're going deep on Go Black. Go Black getting caught out by the creeps. They're making sure he can't do anything. There's going to be a very, very bold TP from Skyroth Mage, who kind of lays down his life in front of VP.Polar, and they say, well, cheers, mate. I don't know what... I guess he just realised he messed up and was like, right, let's just hope I'm going to be able to TP out of this, but... I mean, he's a level 3 Skyroth Mage. He's not going to be able to TP out of that.
Well, I guess they just made the rotation of sending Medusa bottom lane. Tidehunter shouldn't be too much of a threat solo, whereas Puck, he can do wonders against the tri-lane with his Dream Coil and just silence and Illusory Orb. Definitely has way much more to offer than Medusa for the fights, man. Mystic Snake can do quite a lot if you get the necessary bounces for it, but it's just not as reliable.
No, that's true, yeah. It's not going to be as effective as having this Puck in this lane. And yeah, as you said, Medusa might be able to find a little bit of something down on this lane. But at the same time, she's getting quite exposed. She's going to be on her own. And this is also against a team that does have this Nyx, who obviously has hit level 6 and has got the Vendetta available. And Medusa needs to be very aware of that happening. And Illidan Storm Rage is going to have to play it very, very careful every time the Nyx goes off the map. And now we're seeing the Puck and the Venomancer and the Ogre. They're just going to try and get the pull in from the side again with the larger creeps. In fact, they've already brought one in, so they're just going to clear that up. Bottom lane, they're actually going to send the Luna down here along with the Skyroth. And perhaps, they've realised the TP's coming out from VP.Polar to the top. So they're going to be like, all right, you can mess around up there. We'll just push this lane. We'll just try and take an early tower.
It might succeed as well. They have the Ravage, so TP assistance to defend the tower is going to be extremely hard for VP. They can still go for it, but TPs are going to be delayed if you all want to go on the tier 1. Some should TP to the tier 2 if they're even going to defend. They might be like, oh come on, Luna is going to get the tower at some point anyway. But if they don't defend at all, Power Rangers, they might be like, screw it, we're gonna go for tier 2 as well. And if they get tier 1 and tier 2, it's gonna be rather devastating for VP in a map control just perspective, plus of course giving away so much global gold.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And yeah, fortification, not going to do much for the tower. Obviously worth popping because it always comes back off cooldown, but Scandal's there with an Invis rune. He's not going to be able to do much on his own against this, especially as you were saying, the Ravage is available. Top lane. Oh, what's he doing, son? He needs to be very careful, but at the same time, Sven's there. With the backup, Stormhammer onto Venomancer. Tidance coming in, there's the Ravage available. He's going to be able to pop it very soon. Or is he, there's a Stone Gaze. What's he do? What? Tide, don't do this again. We saw this in the first game. Puck coming in with the Dream God. There we go. There's the Ravage. He was just waiting for the perfect time. Stormhammer comes through again. Puck's getting very, very low. Is he going to be able to get out of this one? They've already lost the Venomancer. There they go. Puck's going to go down. Now Ogre Magi and Medusa need to be very, very careful. And there's going to be a stun from Nyx. He's not going to catch anyone. Now God's Strength on the Sven. Trying to turn it around. Go back getting very, very low. Stormhammer going to finish off the job. Stick Charges aren't going to save you. Are they going to be able to chase down Illusion Storm Rage? No, they're not, because at the same time Venomancer comes back into the lane. Death Prophet as well. They're going to be able to get the Gale onto Luna. Luna getting very, very low as the right clicks come through from Medusa. Nice stun onto the Venomancer and the Death Prophet from the Nyx. But Luna into the trees. Not going to save you. She goes down. And at the end of the day, it's a good trade. I mean, do you think Tidehunter was being sensible with that Ravage? Was he just waiting for the Stone Gaze to finish, or do you think it would have done better to just pop it straight away? I mean, surely it would have just negated some of the damage that they were able to do you if they were all stunned whilst half your team was under the effects of Stone Gaze.
I think it worked out fine for them.
Well, it worked out fine.
I mean,
in the end,
you never want to get Stone Gaze though, that's for sure, but worked out just wonders. I mean, Puck came in. I'm not even too sure why VP.Polar went for that fight. They knew the Ravage was there. I mean, 100% unless they thought he just used the Ravage somewhere else. I don't know. And look
Venomancer,
at
run.
Oh, God.
Run, Veno. Oh, he's going to be alright. Shackley, it's coming off. You know, he hasn't got the Vendetta for long enough. Now has to back up out of that one, but 8-4. It's another strong start for PR, but then again, that's what we saw in the first game, and it all kind of went to pot. But so still just anyone's game at this moment in time, and VP.Polar definitely have the capabilities to bring themselves back into this one.
They definitely do, although in the last game, I think VP, they had a slightly better mid-game focused lineup. They just had the mech timing and IO just boosting up everybody with the health. They had the sustain in the fights. At the moment though, Power Rangers, them getting the early levels, a pretty nice amount of farm as well. They're going to have a crazy amount of burst. Last game, they relied a little bit maybe too much on the Ravage, which is a pretty long cooldown, and they were unable to chain them together with the Sand King. At the moment though, it's all they need is like Stormhammer, Lucent Beam, and Skyriff Mage maybe to help out a little bit, and most heroes will be dead.
Absolutely, that's the thing, indeed. And I mean, looking at the XP and the gold graph, we're not seeing huge differences at the moment. It's only 2k in terms of gold, 1k in terms of XP going the way of PR, so nothing too major for a game that's only 11.5 minutes old at the time being. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be a question of how far this Medusa can get. Medusa has the Phase Boots in the Aquila. I mean, I guess Phase Boots is nice for chasing down, but I mean, if you're going to look to take the game late, you know, the treads obviously do scale a lot better with that attack speed boost, but we shall see how effective the Phase Boots pickup is going to be. I mean, we saw it just wasn't enough damage, even with the Stone Gaze. You know, Medusa is not going to be able to find these kills on her own, and she needs to be careful, because top lane, she is on her own at the moment, and there are 3 heroes on the side of PR. Here we go, Vendetta in, Illidan Storm Rage, you need to get out there, mate. Nyx Assassin hanging on the sidelines. When's he going to jump in? He's waiting for it, No, he's not going to do it. It looks like they're not confident that there's not going to be a backup from VP.Polar, and they don't want to throw themselves into the tower quite yet, PR.
Yeah, Jessercat on the tide now, got his Blink Dagger, as in the meantime smoked by TK Phobos and Goldblack. They want to find something, no multicast yet on Ogre, so might not be as easy of a kill, although TK Phobos, 2 points in the Waning Rift. Maybe would have expected to have a little bit more levels on him, but it's perfectly fine. I mean, J4 should be one of the easier targets to kill, the Skyriff Mage, although the wraparound coming in from Soneka with the Invis Rune and the haste on top of that, gonna run the wrong direction. I mean, would have expected them to just jump the Venomancer, but well, J4 still might be in some trouble, but then again, he has the Mystic Flare. If Churchill gets the stun, Venomancer is just gonna die.
Yeah, that's the thing. Venomancer is gonna get bursted straight now. But I mean, oh, hello, Sven. As you said, with this Invis Rune, is he? They're gonna find the stun on the Ogre Magi. Go Black is gonna have to go back. And
was J4 AFK or just chopping or something? Ancient Seal Mystic Flare would have been a guaranteed kill.
It really would have been. I mean, yeah, but I don't know what they were scared of, but it certainly was something.
Maybe they're waiting for a juicier target, just a core hero. Maybe they want to get Scandal now, which might actually happen.
This would be nice, but again, Scarif, he's just not got the balls. He's just hiding in the trees. He's not ready to go. Top lane, how's Luna and Sven doing? Luna got the old Morbid Mask. Oh, hello.
Can they TP out? I think, never mind. I think even had he gotten the TP, he might have gone down. But they're going to go for Sven, who's going to TP out as well. Are you kidding me? No stuns, not enough damage to bring him down anymore. But Luna still, just excellent kill.
Maybe a bit of miscommunication there, because PR, you know, they sent the Scarif, the Nyx, and the Tidehunter there. I think if Sven hadn't TP'd out, you know, he had a full mana pool, he had the stun, he had the God Strength. I thought they could have turned it around. They had Ravage available as well as the Blink Dagger on Tidehunter, but I guess they just didn't. Well, Sven left a little bit too early, and without the Sven, it wasn't a wise idea to jump in. But I'm you know, liking to think that if PR had kept the Sven, then they could have turned that round into a very tasty team fight.
So at the moment, the push is coming on from Power Rangers. No Luna at the moment, of course. Scandal. Oh god, just Crypt Swarm plus Illusory Orb, Creep Wave dead. They have some pretty decent counter push, to be honest, and Power Rangers are gonna have a hard time. How far ahead are they even? It's only about a 600 net worth lead, as well as
it's not
XP
big, is it?
completely zeroed out. It's just Scandal and even Medusa farming pretty nicely.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That both teams, they've definitely got you know, good farmers, but yeah, it is VP.Polar that's actually coming out on top. But I guess that's just because we've seen all these rotations from PR, some that have been successful, some of them which have just been a waste of time, but at the end of the day, you know, Medusa and Death Prophet are going to pick up that farm quickly, and quicker than the Luna for this point of the game, definitely. I mean, there's going to be a point where Luna is going to be doing so much damage, she's going to have this lifesteal, so she's going to be able to do what she's doing now, just clear through the jungle camps at a very, very quick rate, and that should get her back up the net worth borders. Yeah, we see her overtaking Medusa now, and I would be surprised if we don't see Luna on the top of the net worth in the next few minutes, really.
They should definitely start picking up. I mean, they have the Ancients as well. I think they're triple stacked at the moment. But TK Phobos on the puck. He has his Blink Dagger. The most key item pickup for VP overall, I think. That's going to give them the initiation which they so far have kind of lacked. At least the surprise initiation. So far they've just reacted almost most of the time. But now they can go on the aggressive themselves. Chachlo is going to have his Blink Dagger soon enough as well. About 450 gold away on the Nyx Assassin. If that's what he's going to go for, but I expect he will. So, Power Rangers, they still have slightly better team fight at the moment, but as Scandal gets stronger, oh never mind, he already has the level 2 exorcism, so they need to make sure that Death Prophet dies as fast as possible in the fights, because Death Prophet, he likes the long thrown out fights, just to make sure exorcism gets the maximum efficiency.
Absolutely, and talking about efficiency, there's going to be a little bit of a smoke gank here from the side of PR. They're sending 3 heroes around to the top lane. There's Venomancer and Illidan Stormrage, and oh, look at that, the mana burn onto the Medusa means she can't get the Stone Gaze off, and that was a beautiful gank there from VP.Polar as they take the 2 heroes down.
Mana burn is only level 1 as well at the moment.
And it was just
it's ridiculous. Don't think the Stone Gaze would have made a huge difference. Eclipse was already popped as well from Luna, but Power Rangers, excellent smoke gank. Not only do they get the 2 kills, one of course which was on the Medusa, they're also gonna get the tier 1. It might be a tier 1 trade. Oh, never mind, they're gonna get Sonic as well with the Dream Coil, Illusion Orb to follow up, Scandal. Now the Crypt Swarm doesn't connect, Ignite finally comes out, but Sven is just so damn tanky. He's gonna stay alive, J4, might get the counter onto Goblek, even Stormhammer, it's off cooldown, can they catch up?
They should be able to. He's got Warcry, he should be fine, there we go. And well, that's a dead Ogre Magi. That is a dead Ogre Magi, and at the same time, look at this ancient stack. Well, I'm talking about Luna hitting the top of the board. She's not at it yet, to be fair. This Death Prophet's doing a good job at finding the farm, but at the same time, you know, as a Death Prophet, it's all nice finding the farm, but you need to be very active around the map. And I mean, as you said, she's got level 2 Exorcism, and they've only taken down the tier 1 in the mid lane.
Maybe they want to go for Roshan at the moment. They're pinging it out for sure. They need some Sentries though, or Sentries would be beneficial. I mean, you're up against an Nyx Assassin who can easily come into Roche Pit and just make your life a living hell, really.
That's true. Yeah,
but then again, they do know that the Tidehunter Ravage is on cooldown, as is the Eclipse, so they might feel a little bit safer, although if they're grouped up in Roche Pit, even a Stormhammer can stun all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, the PR have definitely got the means to jump in on something like this, but looks like VP.Polar, they are going to go for it. Exorcism, as you said, is going to be popped, and they should make quick work of it. Nice Sentry going to be popped down by Goblek, and he's going to be able to keep an eye out on the outside of the pit, but with all these Venom Wards and the Exorcism, they should be able to take it too quick, ready for PR to kind of do anything about it. And yeah, PR looks like they're going to just send a few heroes up to the top, look for a bit of push themselves. But yeah, Roshan's going to go down, and Medusa is going to be picking up that Aegis, and she just needs to kind of find something to keep her alive and make sure that she finds some farm and gets herself into the game, because in the moment, on 0 kills and 3 deaths, it's not been the most fruitful of beginnings for Illidan Stormrage. And with the face boots and drums completed, he can start working pretty much on his first major item. I mean, do you think he does need to pick up that BKB first, or can he go a little bit greedier and get a damage item online?
For Medusa?
Yeah, yeah.
I think just screw it, man. Go damage. I mean, go for Manta style or maybe straight off Skadi even. Just BKB kind of sucks on Medusa, to be honest. I do agree that there's a crap ton of magic damage and lockdown. Maybe he's gonna have to go for BKB.
Yes,
But
yeah.
I would
think
prefer damage, but well, Power Rangers. I mean, Son Neko, he's had a great game so far on the Sven. He's been a part of 9 of the 11 kills. He hasn't died once, has the power traits, and now a Midas coming out. This Sven,
man.
he's gonna be a huge threat in the late game just with the build he's going for.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. You know, when you run this Sven in this position, if they have a good start, they can very easily become a carry on the same level as your main farmer. I mean, he's not that far behind this Luna. In terms of just pure raw damage that he can kick out at this point of the game, he's just as big as a threat to the side of VP.Polar. And yeah, it's an extra hero that VP.Polar have to really be aware of in these team fights. Tidehunter with an Invis looking for some action. Looks like he's not going to find anything for the time being. He's just going to be able to scout out the jungle and head back to lane and blinks out as well. Nyx, with the Vendetta available, has his eyes on top lane, and Illidan Storm Rage is out on her own here. And at the same time, Sven coming in as well. Obviously the Midas on Sven is an interesting item. It is going to keep him in the game for the later portions, but at the same time, with that amount of money saved up, I kind of feel that, don't you think a Blink Dagger might have been a little bit more effective?
I guess they feel confident enough in their ability to take late game with Luna and the Sven together. Tidehunter of course gonna have a double Ravage at some point in time, so it might work out for them in the late game. I mean, Warcry is gonna be excellent against Exorcism of course, even against Medusa, to be honest, who is mostly physical damage only.
Yes.
So I can understand the thought process behind it, and just because if you're ahead but you lose like one fight, you suddenly might be zeroed out on both gold and XP. So they're just wanting to ensure their late game, although I always like to go for the passive, not the passive, the aggressive route, because I hate farming. So Blink Dagger for me would have been a little bit better, but they just want to adopt a different playstyle.
Hello, hello, hello. They're coming in with a smoke. They're looking for some action in the mid lane. Go Black gets the stun onto Tidehunter, who, of course, has got the Ravage available. He's got a 4-staff as well, so he's going to be able to get himself into position. But at the same time, Stonegaze comes in from Medusa. Scarif Mage goes down, and now Tidehunter with a 4-staff, forcing himself down to the lower ground. Are they going to be able to chase him down? It's going to be a Yule Scepter from Scandal. At the same time, though, Shaklo has the stun, catches a few out, but Ty getting very, very low. He's going to get taken down by the Venomancer. And now it's the Nyx on the retreat, but this blinking from Puck, doing the damage there with the Waning Rift and the Illusory Orb, has got the Invis, but it's not going to be enough as Death Prophet finishes up with a Crit Swarm. And suddenly a very nice team fight coming out from VP.Polar.
Oh man, Power Rangers, they were the ones supposed to get the jump on that. They were smoked up as well, right? I mean, my eyes didn't deceive me or my memory.
They were. PR was smoked up, yeah.
It's just the Tidehunter getting fire blasted. He wasn't fast enough with the blink. They didn't have the best vision as well, of course, behind the tower or anything. And now suddenly Exorcism comes out, still level 2, but probably gonna be a tier 2 Cliff even used for this. Just excellent 3 heroes down. If VP can keep up with the pace, it's gonna go exactly as King number 1 maybe.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, they're certainly hitting back very hard and hitting back stronger than you'd expect when they've had a start as they have.
Sven might get caught as well, going for the TP out. Scandal, can he get vision for the use?
Oh, he's gonna be fine. He knew what he was doing. Sven is alright, Sven. But yeah, Sven is gonna. I mean, I'm gonna be interested to see what he does decide to build next with this first initial boost of Midas Gold. I mean, I still think a Blink Dagger would be great, but maybe he's just gonna go for the pure damage. We'll see him pick up the Crystallis, or maybe just go for BKB himself so he can initiate alongside the Tide and soak up a lot of the damage.
He's definitely tanky enough to do so, but well,
yeah.
Puck gets himself a Yule Scepter as well. Yule's is going to be pretty key in just maybe even dodging the Ravage. Not the hardest spell to dodge unless Ravage is completely next to you, or the Tidehunter is next to you rather. The Tendrils, they expand rather slowly, to be honest. Chargeclaw going to go for a Yule Scepter of his own as well. Just an additional thing to stop TPs, maybe even if necessary. Just throw somebody up in the air. Or save yourself if need be. So at the moment, still 11-8, 23 minutes in. Power Rangers, looks like their momentum isn't quite lost, but it's definitely slowed down. Craft-wise, yes. Oh god. Net worth, VP, they are about 500 ahead now. XP zeroed out as well, just one good fight, that's all it takes.
It does indeed, yeah. I mean, it is a very balanced game, even though PR did have such a strong start. And VP.Polar, they are the team with the Medusa. But again, PR aren't going to be in the worst place in the late game because they do have this Sven and Luna combination, which is going to be pretty drastic. Bottom lane, in fact, a lot of action going on Tidehunter. He's going to force himself out, and look how actually, man, the puck blinks back. Actually, doesn't want to chase that one down with Storm Rage and Go Black. And the two heroes of PR back up out of that one. It looks like Tidehunter with a cloak. I don't know if it's going to be a casual cloak or if he is going to finish it into the pipe. I mean, the pipe's going to be great, I guess, against the Venomancer and the puck and, well, the Ogre Magi, to be fair, in that sense. But it looks like he's avoiding the Refresher's Orb, which kind of was where it went all wrong in the first game. So maybe he just realizes a little bit of a bad omen to pick up the Refreshers. PR, they're going to push down this mid-tier 1, and it looks like they are going to get it, but at the same time, they lose the tier 1 bot, so 1-for-1 trade, and both teams looks like they might continue the push.
I think Power Rangers, they should be entitled to push as well. I mean, they have all their ultimates ready, they have the PKB on Luna, he's pretty damn durable, can easily go in with the Eclipse and not be afraid of too much. I guess the Exorcism physical damage might still be able to kill him, but that's only if the Exorcism just purely focuses on the Luna.
Yeah.
But Warcry will help out with that even. I mean, it's maxed out after all.
Oh, well,
so
yeah,
they're going for another push. I mean, this tier 2 is so low as it is. Power Rangers, it only makes sense that they should be able to force fights at the moment, having the Ravage and really all of their ultimates. But Polar, they are just avoiding Power Rangers as best as they can.
Yeah, they are indeed. And I think it is because they kind of need to, because they need Illidan to get these big items online. It looks like he is going to follow suit with what you said, and it was with the Yasha picked up and 3.2k. I mean, do you think he finishes off the Mana style, or saving up that amount of money? Is he going to go straight for a Reaver or an Eagle Song and work on those bigger items to tank up? I mean, we shall see. Or is he going to just go straight for the Skadi, do you think, after the Yasha? Because I think the Skadi's a good call. You know, it provides you with a lot of survivability, but at the same time, a lot of raw damage. And obviously with the chase down effect as well, with the slow being applied from Skadi. Does need to be careful, there's a Medusa, and she's going to be exactly that as she backs off here from this aggression that's coming out from PR in the jungle. It's got all the ults available, Luna Blessing and Ravage ready to be popped. And VP.Polar, they're just going to group back up in the mid lane. And, I mean, who looks for the aggression here? Who looks for the jump? I mean, surely PR just have so much more initiation than VP.Polar. VP.Polar need to be careful what they do.
They should get the jump, but Phobos is going to find Soneko. Soneko blinks out, Yule Scepter onto Taito. Are they going to leave the Taito die? I mean, might be able to escape. I mean, Kraken Shield, a pretty good ability, I've heard.
He's got a Force and a Blink. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? He gets silenced up. He go on Force and Blink. Oh no! There's the Force. Blink in a couple of seconds. It's not going to be enough. A lot was it? Well, space created, I guess, in the Tide's words. It's drew 4 heroes up to the top lane. And at the same time, you do have this Luna, who is getting fatter and fatter. And as we were saying earlier, she has now reached the top of the net worth board. And I don't see her losing that position. And with 3.1k in the bank, she can go.
Stone Gaze comes out, Mystic Flare, though. Holy crap.
Oh, man. Who cares if you can't cast magic when you're Stone Gazed if you've already sent it out? And yeah, lovely amount of damage going down onto the Medusa. And didn't spend her money either, so did lose a bit of gold out of that one as well. She sits on 3.5k at the moment.
So the Tidehunter was just bait so that they could kill off the Medusa. It worked out wonders for them. Roshan, though, going to be up rather soon. They have the Exorcism ready on Death Prophet as well. They should be able to claim it once again, I think. Of course, Power Rangers, they had their ultimates this time around. It wouldn't surprise me all that much if VP.Polar maybe even sacrifice like one of their supports, try to bait out the ultimates or something. But Chaislav gonna go for TK Phobos, Mana Burn as well. One more right click. Nope, he got the phase shift off. Yule Scepter. Oh man, Nyx Assassin tried to go for those sneaky plays, but got the creep.
Unlucky indeed, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it was going to be very hard for him to get the kill because Puck was always going to get the first Yules out really in that situation. But
the Mana Burn just does so much for an intelligence hero. It's
crazy. I mean, what's the multiplier? 4.5. So it's going to be 5 when he pops it up. And I mean, how much intelligence do these heroes have? So, I mean, yeah, Puck with 64. I mean, that's a 320
damage.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of burst damage.
Mana Burn as well at the same time, and
absolutely,
it's just gonna keep on getting stronger. I mean, Puck probably wants to go for Sheep Stick. Yeah, he already has the Ultimate Orb as well. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Scandal, though, has a PKB. Still is 10-second charge as well on the Death Prophet. PKB picked up on Medusa. I guess she had to go for it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think there were like 2 ways. You can go for damage items first and then go for PKB. I would have liked a later PKB only better just because your charges will still be like the 10, 9, 8 seconds will be a little bit later on, just more useful. But he really needs the BKB. It's an item you never want to go for on Medusa, but in this game, just so much magic.
It kind of shows that you know you're on the back foot, and you know that you're not going to be able to accomplish anything without, obviously, the magic immunity. But at the same time, you know, you're not going to be dishing out a lot of damage. So you have now got to kind of postpone the game, get it to a later portion where you are getting a damage item online, because for the time being, Storm Rage, you know, he's going to be annoying, you know, with the Stone Gauge and the BKB, but I mean, as for the physical damage, unless they've got perfect team fight, it's going to be hard for them to burst down the whole of PR. But VP.Polar, they're going to look for Roshan now. At the same time, PR, the whole team is very, very close by. Crazy scribblings being drawn on the map. I don't know if that translates into
they're somewhere there. They're in this area.
Yeah.
Come on, Charge Low. Man mode blinking. Throws out the EP, but Roshan, it's going to go down before, or are they? Blink Ravage just at the perfect timing. Scandal doesn't get the BKB off. Holy freaking crap, Illidan, Stone Gaze activated, he picks up the Aegis as well, thank god, TK4 was nice Dream Coil, catches free, they're going to get Sun Neko as well, just like that, on the high ground, but poison damage, taking him low, Courier came in to die as well, oh, it's a 3-for-1 man, the Blink Ravage was so perfect, like spotless, and Tichara, he's on the run, might get chased down, although I don't think they're fast enough, Go Black came in from god knows where, but what a fight.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the BKB kind of helped them win that one. So, fair play to Illidan. That with the Stone Gaze, yeah, just totally destroyed the jump in from PR. And the fact that amongst all of that, Medusa was able to finish off Roshan herself and pick up the Aegis. So, well, you know, in the first game, you know, VP.Polar were coming out with these plays. And the second game looks like they're, you know, setting their hearts on doing the same. And suddenly forcing the game more and more into their own hands. Mid lane though, Illidan up against Ditchuari on her own and with a Manta Star, thinking about doing some damage, but at the same time Go Black coming in. And yeah, it's going to force the Luna back out of the lane here.
Man, this BKB really, that won them the fight. Unfortunately, Scandal didn't even get to activate his own. But, one huge thing was as well, Nyx Assassin, he went kind of scouting with the Impale there. But Impale completely whiffed, and that just meant that Tidehunter, when he went in, Nyx Assassin couldn't follow with a Blink Impale anymore since it was on cooldown.
Yes.
So they didn't play it perfectly. Ravage though was still pretty damn excellent. I mean, Sven ran in like a boss. The Eclipse came out as well. But I'm not too sure, maybe most of the Eclipse just did nothing thanks to Medusa's BKB as well. But this BKB, value item.
Value item indeed. And talking about items, big items coming out on the side of VP.Polar. I mean, if you look at the Venom out, say he's only about 170 gold away from finishing off his Aghanim Scepter. So that is going to be online very, very, very shortly. Top lane, this Death Prophet 3k, you know, she's very close to picking up the Shiva's Guard as well. So some big items.
Might go down again. Mystic Flare, he gets the BKB off. Multicast, 1-1 onto Charge Slot. Do they really want to turn it around? I guess they might. No, they're not going to follow up anymore, Scandal. A little bit too low on mana. You'll Scepter up on Cheshire Cat as well. No Ravage. So they make it out. Dream Coin onto Sun Neko, who also TPs out. So both teams just kind of exchanging some ultimates and everybody's escaping.
Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. Nice little escapes there from both teams. And Tidehunter will deny the top tower. So a little bit less gold going the way of VP.Polar. Medusa, you know, suddenly sitting on a hell of a lot of gold after this BKB pickup. She's on 4.5k at the moment, so she can afford to go damage. I mean, obviously she can finish off the Yasha into the Manta, but I feel she would be better just to jump in straight in with something hard hitting, surely. I mean, the Manta's good, but I mean, surely just get a Butterfly or something online.
Butterfly definitely wouldn't be too bad. Maybe even go for Satanic, although you might go for it a little bit later on. Butterfly is always a nice pick on Luna, to be honest. The attack speed is just absolutely ridiculous. Monkey King Bar, not necessary yet because Medusa of course doesn't have his own. But speaking of damaging, Sven picks up an armlet for himself. A little bit extra tank if need be at times. Nice armlet toggling potential coming out. And oh, Scandal. No BKB anymore, gonna get impaled up. A few right clicks, Mystic Flare as well, and down goes the Death Prophet.
And a very nice pick-off indeed there by PR, and not a lot the VP.Polar can do in reaction to that. And yeah, with the Death Prophet down for a minute, all the time as she has got her ult available as well. So a very nice pick-off that's going to kind of force VP.Polar into a position where they need to be careful about taking these team fights. But, I mean, team fights need to be careful about. Solo pickoffs, they don't. Shachlo is on his own here, and he can't blink out because already the poison damage. He's going to try and TP, but a stun's going to come in from Go Black, and he's going to use himself up. He's going to look for the blink out, and he is going to find it. He's in the sidelines now. He's going to pop the Vendetta as well, and in fact, Pops a very, well, That Dream Coil was a little bit too
Illusioner.
wishful.
TK forwards, Illusioner. Wow.
Oh, come on.
Well, he had a gem anyway, to be honest, but
Okay.
still nicely aimed. He didn't see him before the Illusioner, I think. But he has a Hex finish now as well. And, I mean, Go Black, nice Fire Blast. He knew Spike Carapace was up, but that was the only way to stop the TP. So, just both teams getting some solo pickoffs, slowing down the game considerably. We haven't had too many kills as it is, and suddenly Illidan finished up Skadi. Where the hell did he farm that up?
Yeah, pretty crazy indeed that he's managed to get that up, and now suddenly that portion of the game where you go for BKB and you're a little bit under threatening, that's over. Now Medusa is a huge issue for the side of PR, and each team fight they do need to try and burst her down, but it's going to be so hard to do so with the items that she's got. Yeah, Illidan Storm Rage is, I mean, I don't see PR taking any easy team fights anymore, especially when this Medusa's involved.
Well, on the positive side, Luna up to 5k gold, Cheshire Cat about 1.4k gold away from his refresher orb as well. Sven keeps farming up, but he gets Hex slowed down by the Skadi as well. They just keep getting picked off solo. That should not happen.
Shouldn't indeed, no. Especially when it's a Sven, even though he is a support Sven, but at the same time he's a Sven that's become absolutely invaluable at this point of the game.
He's number 2 in farm in his own team.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there you go. That's the thing. You can't have him being picked off in these situations.
His armor is really invaluable as well in the team fights to try to deal with the Medusa and Scandal Death Prophet. But now finally Death Prophet has a level 3 exorcism. Power Rangers, of course, I still think their team fight is excellent if they can get the jump so as the enemy doesn't even have time to pop the BKBs. As has happened a couple of times, especially on Scandal. But if they get the BKBs on time, the physical damage is gonna have to be crazy. 5.6k on Luna. What is she saving for? He gets the tier 2 in the meantime. Might even force VP.Polar back. Man, who's gonna back off first?
That's the thing. I think VP have the stronger push. I mean, it is a Luna that's doing a hell of a lot of damage, but it's a Luna that is on her own. She's going to be able to do a little bit, but I think they're going to be able to TP and defend in time. I mean, in fact, well, Luna's left it. She's abandoned the cause. She's heading back. Fortification was popped by VP.Polar. There is no fortification left, of course, for the side of PR, and the damage coming in. Illidan Storm Rage tanking it all up. Hasn't popped the BKB yet. Does need to very soon. In fact, he's not going to be able to because the chain locks coming out from PR perfectly timed. Scandal just gets his BKB off, and a lovely Dream Coil catches all 5 of PR. Tidon goes down, and Sven goes down as well. Goodbye, Skyraf. It's only Luna and Nyx. No, Nyx is down. Luna getting caught out on her own. Buybacks coming out for the Sven, the Skyraf, and the Nyx. But I'm not sure they can do anything. Well, it looks like they can, because here goes Sven with the blink, with the Stormhammer, but a nice short Scepter is going to nullify the stun. Nice silence as well, catching all 3 in Scandal. Is he going to be able to get out? Yes, he is. The silence is going to last long enough. And at the end of the day, a very nice team fight for VP.Polar. As the chase is still there, the team fight's not over. They're going to find the Yules onto the Ogre Magi stun, mistimed by the Nyx, but it doesn't matter because there's a Stormhammer for the Sven to follow up. And it's 3 heroes down on VP.Polar, 2 down on PR, but of course 3 before that, having to buy back as well. So very favourable fight for VP.Polar. They get the melee racks, and the ranged racks are left sitting on just 98 HP.
So even if VP.Polar had gotten completely wiped there, they got the melee racks before the fight even started, really.
Yeah.
The fight started pretty nicely though. Power Rangers, they got an excellent jump. They got the stun onto Medusa to begin with, then the Ravage follow-up. He couldn't get the BKB off Scandal. Also took quite a lot of damage before managing to activate his BKB. After that, though, once again, they used Eclipse, everything, and oh god, Scandal. Shashlo just hates Scandal, it feels like.
I swear, yeah, all the pickoffs on the Death Prophet have been this Nyx and the Scarif combo, to be fair, which is pretty deadly, especially when you don't have vision on this part of the map where they did wrap around and close down into the Death Prophet from. But a nice pickoff from PR. I mean, they're keeping the board very level in terms of kills, but it's just this pushing power that's coming out from VP.Polar, and the fact that they are down half a lane on this bottom lane. It's not great for PR, but then again, they do have a Sven, they do have a Luna, so they're going to be fine at clearing out Mega Creeps, pushing the lanes out. It's not really going to be too much of an issue 38 minutes into the game for them.
So Luna did go for the Butterfly now.
Okay.
So he's quite a bit stronger, to be honest, now, of course. Still has to be aware of just the magical damage when his BKB is off cooldown, and it's down to 8 seconds. So not too shabby at all. Venomancer though has his own blink, has the Aghanim Scepter, has had it for quite some time already. The Poison Nova does a crazy amount of... Oh god, Ogre. No.
Gets caught out, but Mystic Flow's going to be off point. He does juke it out, but hello Luna with this Butterfly. I mean, look at the damage. And Tide Under comes out with a cheeky gush just to claim that one. Kill secured, he says to the team as he pats himself on the back and says, look guys, I can do this.
Roshan got a pretty short respawn, I think.
I think, yeah, that must have been the 8 minutes or so. Sven, though, does get picked off elsewhere, but at the end of the day, space created. The heroes are TPing frantically, though, down into the range of the Roche pit, but are they going to be able to get there on time? You know, we have got this Venomancer closing in with the Medusa. Medusa, of course, has got the Stone Gaze available. They might be able to get there in time. They've seen how low it is. Venomancer goes straight in with the Blink, gets the ult off, but BKB popped by Luna. Now here's Storm Rage, pops the Stone Gaze, trying to trap the Scarf and the Luna. Luna popping the... She's just trying to go to work on Roshan, but she's going to get Stone Gazed up as Storm Rage moves into position. They are going to be able to kill the Roshan Dire, but Luna just snatched the Aegis, and she's got it still. She's not gone down yet, and she's man fighting up against this. She is going to go down. She's going to come back to life, though. She's going to have to fight against Scandal and Storm Rage. And Scandal, he's out of there, but the Medusa is going to be left to deal with this. Nyx trying to pick off Scandal on the back lines. He's looking for a stun, but the Exorcism Ghost, they're burning down onto the Nyx Assassin as he chases down. And he's actually going to go down. He's not going to be able to find the kill on the Death Prophet. And at the end of the day, a very messy fight, but I mean, what happened there, Calcio? Who came out on top?
I think VP, just because they killed off the Luna. Well, I guess he had the Aegis, but they got rid of the Aegis immediately. It could have gone way worse. Although Luna, he got bashed just as Venomancer blinked in for the ultimate, so he couldn't get the BKB off straight away. Although VP.Polar, they could have fought that fight like 10 times better, just because Puck, he had finished up the BKB like 1 minute before this Roshan fight. And he went in, he knew Eclipse is activated, Medusa was just laughing it off with his own BKB activated, but Puck came in, took all of the Eclipse damage because Medusa, well, he had the BKB. I have no clue at all why Puck didn't pop his own BKB. He wouldn't have gotten ravaged, wouldn't have taken any damage at all, pretty much. He just suicided.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a recent pick-off. I guess he forgot he had it. We'll let him play that card. But yeah, I think you're right. VP.Polar coming out on top there because, you know, even though...
the way it started, it still should have gone way better, but I think they came slightly ahead. I mean, getting rid of the Aegis like that, they got the Roshan last hit as well. And
yes, they did,
the biggest deal is the Scandal escaped Nyx Assassin, and Medusa, he picked up the gem, I think, in the middle of that fight somewhere. And had he not chased the Invis Vendetta Nyx Assassin, the Scandal Ghost wouldn't have hit him because he was Invis. So Medusa actually helped Scandal out there as well just by chasing him, and he's gonna have his own butterfly finish soon enough.
I don't know if you saw that. He picked up a Demon Edge and then sold it straight away. I don't know if he was trying to tease the Divine Rapier. But Illidan maybe playing a little bit of a game there. Mid lane, Ogamacha is going to get caught up by the concussive shot. There's a Luna, but at the same time, DK Phobos comes in with a Hex onto Luna. Luna needs to be very careful. Are they going to be able to stun her up? No, she's going to be able to get the BKB off, and they might look to turn this one round. She's actually just going to send the illusions in. And now BKB's getting popped left, right, and centre by the Puck and the Medusa. They're able to pick off the Scarif Mage. And, well, taking the Scarif Mage down, perhaps they'll look to push, but at the same time, that is the BKB off cooldown for the Medusa. And, well, middle lane, hello. What's Sven doing? He's working on your racks, and he's actually going to be able to... Oh, is he? No, this is going to be the fortification. Is this going to be a bit of a desperation play from the Sven that's not going to pay off? It looks like it might be. Just... Oh, no, there we go. Mission complete. Objective successful. He gets the ranged racks.
Wow, that's some really cheeky plays, and definitely worth his death, I think. Especially since they knew VP.Polar can't really push. But there's the Ravage, catches two at least. Stone Gaze is there, but Illidan, will he have enough? Another Hex onto Dichara. He doesn't have his own BKB. No multicast from Coldblack, man. Where's your skill? They don't even need it. Medusa just does a little bit too much. They're gonna chase down Chargelaw. You'll scepter him up in there. They should be, just Eye of Scarlet. Slow is way too strong. Spike Carapace does help out a little bit. Coldblack, once again, doesn't get the multicast.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I mean, the 4 heroes on the side of PR that are down, none of them have buyback. Apart from the Luna. So that's a lie. Only Luna has a buyback. And she's going to expend it straight away. Because, well, they're already down 1 Rax. They don't want to be down another. As here comes the push with the Exorcism, with the Ghost. And, yeah, Medusa with the BKB available off cooldown. I mean, what do you do? There's no Stone Gaze for 45 seconds. So that's a plus for PR. But at the same time, this looks like they're going to potentially lose the mid-Rax here. And maybe even more. They've still got the tier 2 lying on the top lane. So they're not going to be able to be megged against quite yet. A nice Ravage coming in, catching them all out. BKB, pop by Puck though. He's trying to jump in on the sidelines, although already Scarif Mage has fallen. Tide's gone down as well. Scandal, he's still alive somehow, does go down in the end, and now they're just trying to chase down Luna. She's got 2/3 of her life left. She's going to get hexed up. The damage coming out from Illidan Storm Rage. It's going to be a double kill going the way of Medusa, and suddenly PR, they've got no heroes on the pitch. Looking at the buyback status now, there is no buybacks available for PR. VP.Polar can just go for the GG push, and that looks like exactly what they're going to do now.
And VP, they did it once again. Power Rangers off to a pretty good start, to be honest, but in this game it was mostly Power Rangers maybe not forcing the issue enough. With their ultimate supremacy early in the mid game, and when they had the just gold and XP lead, they could have just gone for maybe even high ground pushes, to be honest, before Scandal was a beast, before he had too many survivability items, anything. But Virtus.pro, they just kited them around across the map and played it almost perfectly. Just split pushed, made Power Rangers back off at times, and just got the pickoffs and just won the game.
Absolutely, yeah. Fair play to VP.Polar. I mean, they've not been the easiest games, but they've definitely been playing to their strengths, and you know, they've picked some very sensible heroes. And well, you know, there was a greedy lineup there from PR, but the Medusa, the ultimate greedy pick, paid off in the end for VP.Polar, and fair play to them as they take it 2-0. The series complete.
Really well done. So they're going to head straight into the grand finals to await whoever will come from the lower bracket. Still lots of lower bracket games to be played, to be honest. Unfortunately, it's gone a little bit too slow, but in any case, guys, this is going to conclude our broadcast for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting not only us, but also the Ardred Festival. If you have some money to spare, be sure to purchase the in-game ticket for it. It's only $1, plus all of the money will go into the charity to help the Red Cross, to help the Ukrainian refugees in turn. So definitely for a good cause, guys. And well, if you liked what we did here, be sure to follow HeflaTV as well. All the links are below the stream. It's going to be HeflaTV pretty much everywhere, on Facebook, Twitter. The YouTube link is below the stream as well on Twitch. So if you like the casters, it's @Coucher for me everywhere, @ODPixel for my co-caster. And any last words?
Oh, just it was very enjoyable games to cast, and I hope the lovely people on Twitch enjoyed it, and I hope your rares and arcanas were secured. I mean, the bets were actually favouring the side of VP.Polar, so hopefully the majority of people are going to leave happy tonight. But unfortunately for those few Peruvian Rangers fans, it didn't pay off. But hey ho, that's the game of Dota. That's how the world goes, and that's how the cookie crumbles. And yeah, thanks for letting me join you, Coucher, and until next time, I wish you a good one, mate.
Yeah, guys, so that's gonna be it. Just a few songs to finish up the stream, and just have a good one.